You are listening to Basement Chronicles with Lisa Dublin, episode number 45. Hey, you made it! Welcome to my basement. I'm Lisa Dublin, a health and life coach, and I help professional and executive women to live, lead, and speak with confidence. Because you know what? Developing your confidence and deepening your faith in God is the best formula for an amazing life. So, are you ready? Let's go. Hey, podcast listeners. How is everybody doing? I'm in a very creative mood today, and so I wanted to record this podcast as quickly as I could to chronicle what is going on in my head right now. I'm launching the test cohort of my next speaking program, Find Your Fire. And if you are a speaker, or if after you take the test that I'm going to put in the show notes for real this time, you decide you want to speak for a living, please get in touch with me. If you've been following my journey, I'm sure you've realized that since last year or so, I now do a lot more speaking engagements. And that is by design. As well as being a life coach and a speaking coach, I'm also that professional keynote speaker myself. And I believe doing that part of my life creates a lovely synergy for me to create something big, beautiful, and useful in the world. So in this podcast episode, I want to do what I saw other people doing on their podcasts, something which got me here today. To peel back the layers and to show you the process of creativity and entrepreneurship working together. And why am I doing this? Because when I heard my favorite podcasters reveal their thought processes, my mind went to my own life. And I'm hoping as I speak, you can situate yourself in your story and begin to hatch dreams out of these words that I will speak. The first point that I want to make is actually a quote from William Booth, who founded the Salvation Army. And hear what he said. This man was just very anafe, as we say in our society, okay? He said this, "I'm thinking up a plan that when it is hatched will bring blessing to the whole world." I feel that way myself. You know, I'm very childlike, I'm sure, as you realize, not childish, but very wide-eyed wonder-ish, very childlike. And so I'm always that person who has ideas and wants to test them and make my world better. You know, shine bright like a diamond and brighten your corner of the world. That's me over and over again. So, some months ago, here's what happened. I began coaching a pilot group of speakers. I think I said it here before on one of the podcasts, right? I like to call them my secret group. I approached 8 speakers who spoke very well already, and I invited them to come on a 6-month journey with me on a trial speaker development program to learn how to become paid speakers. You guys, I have to stop and to tell you here why I would do something like that. As we realize, the world is going through significant economic turmoil right now. I'm recording this podcast in April of 2025. However, the speaking industry, it is booming. And for anyone who loves speaking, who wants to speak professionally, or who has something to tell the world, but just does not know how to say it, consider these 5 global facts. Number 1, the global public speaking industry is expected to hit $10 billion US by 2026. Yes, $10 billion. And that means corporate, government, non-profits, and events, they are spending money. Point number 2. Professional speakers can earn over $100,000 a year, and that is just from speaking alone. When you add stuff like the coaching, the books, the courses, and the brand deals, you are looking at multiple streams of income. Point number 3. audiences are 6 times more likely to trust an individual than a brand. This is the era of thought leadership. And the mic, ladies and gentlemen, podcast listeners, the mic is wide open. Point number 4. Post-COVID, virtual speaking gigs have exploded. So you might be that person who is thinking of speaking, but perhaps you have some very great domestic obligations. You don't even need to travel or to leave your home anymore. You no longer need to be in a major city or in North America to get booked. If you have Wi-Fi and a voice, you are in business. Point number 5. Leadership development and DEI programs, they are actively seeking diverse, relatable, and mission-driven speakers. Are you one of those? But here's the thing. Even though the speaking industry is a billion-dollar enterprise, speakers who will not position themselves will not get paid. And so I put this group together because I wanted to teach speakers how to position themselves to be the go-to people in their fields, to be the persons who organizers come to speak and can pay them, what they ask for. Now, that was the external reason, the public-facing reason that I created Find Your Fire, because I wanted to help people to win out there. There's another reason, the internal facing reason. That one means a lot more to me, I must admit. I want to create speakers who set the world on fire because they themselves burn with a unique message. Can I say that again for the people in the back? I want to create speakers who set the world on fire because they themselves burn with a unique message. I want to create speakers who make other speakers stand at attention and take note, who create magic on stage with their words, their presence, their message, and ultimately their impact. And I wanted to teach speakers how to make an impact and to also make an income. Lately, I've come to realize that I train 2 kinds of speakers. Those who must speak as part of their professional roles, as part of their plan to climb their career path, to gain more visibility and credibility, and to build their personal brands even while they are in their corporate jobs. But I noticed another kind of speaker who came through my Speak with Confidence program. Those ones already had the gift of the gab, as we say, but they wanted to refine their skills and brush up on their confidence. I realized those speakers needed more, and so I began in their one-on-one coaching sessions to ask them certain questions about their lives, about what do you want to do? Like, this gift is so strong in you, the gift of speaking. Have you ever thought of doing something with it? And I realized in the first instance, a lot of these great speakers that I've met coming through the Speak with Confidence program and, just in normal life, a lot of them are not even aware that this gift that they have can make room for them. They are so accustomed to being the ones called upon to speak, to MC, to host, to facilitate workshops and the like, that it has never occurred to them that those skills can literally make them millionaires. And so basically, I coach speakers who have to speak in the Speak with Confidence program, and also in my one-on-one coaching programs for executives and like high-profile people. That's what I do. But in my Find Your Fire program, I coach speakers who have something to say and want to get paid to say it. Oh my goodness, doesn't that sound good? In Find Your Fire, what I've done is to start with, what do you want to say? Now, it's not just about how to say it. Like in Speak with Confidence, we go through the 6 pillars: your attitude, the audience, the content delivery, the medium, and your style. But in Find Your Fire, it's a bit different. We start with, what do you want to say? What is your visceral message? And from my experience with this pilot group so far, I see how important it is, even before you begin to craft your life as a professional speaker, to take some time to drill down deep and to refine your message if you want to be that speaker who gets booked and who has a sound that is unique and extraordinary. And guess what? I am also teaching what I am doing. Although I have been speaking for more than 20 years at this point, you know what? I think like I have just found my visceral message. And do you know what it is? Are you ready? Let's go. My visceral message, the one that I want to be known for as I speak and go around the world is this. I am not going back to the office because I have found my calling, and you can too if you have desire, determination, and design for the life you were called to live. See how I feel that? Do you feel it as well? No, I'm not going back to the office. No, I wasn't meant to be in an office. And just like you, if you are listening to this and it is resonating with you, maybe it is you need to be walking in your calling, whatever it is, and you can only get there if you have that red hot desire, if you have determination, and if you have design. Design your life, strategize, put plans in place to become and to live the life that you were called to live. Oh my God, I feel this. Now here's what I've learned from piloting this Find Your Fire group. Not everyone will want to be a speaker, even though they have the gift of speaking. You know why I say that? Have I told you all about my brother? So one of my brothers, I have two. One of them is very good at making cheesecakes, okay? You taste his cheesecake and you get off your diet, I swear. And he's so good at making cheesecakes, premium cheesecakes, that he is able to command a premium price in the marketplace. But my brother has no ambition to bake cheesecakes. Nope. He has given it up. He has found every excuse not to make cheesecakes. But on the other hand, another thing that he loves to do and he's excellent at is basketball. I swear my brother can play basketball from morning until evening and not get tired. And he's very good at it. Like, he's made it to the national teams. He's well known in St. Lucia as a basketball player. I'm pretty sure, like, if times were different, my brother could have made it to the NBA. He is that good. And he loves what he does. That's the difference. So when I'm working with the speakers, I realize not only do you have to have the gift of speaking or have something to say, you also want to want it. Remember I told you guys that I started off with 8 people? Well, we're now down to about 6 at this point because one speaker, and honestly, this was one of the best speakers in the group. One of the most dynamic ones. She was already branded the way she looked, and oh my goodness, she knows how to light up a stage. But she could not focus on speaking at that time. It was not in her plan for her life. She was doing other things. And so she bowed out. She's like, yeah, I'd love to do this, but I can't right now. It's not part of my plan right now. And I had to be okay with that. Another speaker, equally as excellent and, commanding attention and all of that, that speaker does not have the desire to get out there and to be a speaker. And so he has settled on, other pursuits of speaking, like being a facilitator for workshops and that kind of thing, because he doesn't want the bright lights and the hassle that comes with being both a speaker and an entrepreneur. So you've got to want this life. That's the first thing that I'm going to be looking for when I take on the first cohort of the Find Your Fire program. So the Find Your Fire speakers have to have a visceral message, and they have to have the burning desire to live the speaker life, that of being on stage, traveling the world, being under the bright lights always. And you also have to be the kind of speaker who will do the work to get gigs in the beginning, okay? You've got to do outreach. You have to post on social media. You have to lean into your network, and you have to openly, blatantly ask for speaking gigs. You have to write the letters, go to networking events and that kind of thing. Now, it's not always going to be like that. Once you begin to build your reputation as a speaker for one thing, the gigs are going to come calling. You will not be the person who's going out there soliciting as much as those people will be driven to your website. They'll be going by droves to your website, booking you. And that is when the games, I think, really begin. I'm deeply motivated to offer this program. And one thing that I'm happy for is I've approached it the right way by, first of all, getting pilot group together to see what, their concerns are and how it's working for them. In our sessions, I'm looking at what they're thinking about themselves, clearing up misconceptions about the speaking life. And, it's teaching me to craft the Find Your Fire program as a program that people can do even while they are still in the 9 to 5. Because what I want to do is, what if, right, you want to be a speaker? You want to pivot from the 9 to 5 and go full-time into speaking. Well, you're not going to just leave the job because you need to eat. Your family is depending on you. What if in the Find Your Fire program, I can teach you how to build around your life, how to start part-time as a speaker and still build that reputation that will get you booked and busy to the point where it overflows, it overtakes what you make in your salary and more, and allows you and affords you the opportunity to really do a pivot that is logical and that is successful. The other thing that I find the major hurdle is helping my gifted speakers to get out there and to put their stuff together. They are, some of them, very afraid of what people will say. Some are hesitant because they feel exposed, and some are not sure what the visceral message is. And so I've crafted the program in 3 phases for the 6 months together. So we find your fire, we build your fire, and then you ignite your fire. Does that sound like me? I think it does. I feel like I am in a great experiment, and I think I'm cooking up a masterpiece that is going to help the world. I'm down for it, and I imagine you and I, podcast listener, imagine us coming back here in a couple years reminiscing about when you heard episode number 45 when I was talking about Find Your Fire. Imagine me coming back in perhaps a year or 2 and saying to you, oh my goodness, you know how big this is right now? You know the kinds of speakers we have produced, and you know how the world has been impacted because a couple speakers were trained to find their visceral message and to speak in such a way that they pierced people's hearts. Oh my goodness. And that would be because one woman, me, yours truly, dared to dream beyond her resources, dared to boldly and defiantly declare, I am not going back to the office. And in doing that, I opened up like channels of creativity within me to help other people craft their own prosperous path in this world. So if you want to know if you perhaps have a great career as a speaker, download the quiz that is in the show notes. And if your response is positive, go to my website or to the email address provided and sign up for the wait list. There are 2 ways to work with me. If you are that professional who wants to build your brand in corporate and knows that your credibility, your visibility, all of those things are going to go up if you refine your speaking skills, then the Speak with Confidence program is for you. Our next cohort will be held in April of 2026. Oh my goodness. But if you are that speaker who wants to speak for a living, who wants to impact the world with a message that is visceral and that is burning within you, or if you just love speaking, but you are not sure of what that visceral message is, the Find Your Fire program can help you to identify your message, refine it, and then build around that message all of the tools that come with the business of speaking, the website, the reels, the letters, the contracts, all of the things that you need to enjoy the speaking life, as I call it, okay? Whatever you decide to do, I want us to remember what the Bible says, that a man's gift will make room for him and bring him before kings. Another verse that I like to accompany with that one is this. Do you see a woman or a man diligent in their work? They shall stand before kings. They shall not stand before mean men. Many of us in these 9-to-5 jobs, we are under bosses who are mean, stingy, downright stressful, okay? And when you are sitting on this lovely gift of speaking, that if you refine it and package it in the right way, it can make room for you and bring you before kings. Why would you just stay there and live out the best years of your life, just pining away, stressed out, when this speaking life can afford you opportunities and experiences that you can only dream of right now? So get in touch and just please dream whatever you do. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for listening today. Now, I know that you prioritize your growth and success. So if you feel stuck in any area of your life, why don't you consider life coaching? My signature program, How to Get Unstuck Total Transformation, has helped so many professional and executive women to free themselves of limiting beliefs and habits, learn to love and prioritize themselves, set firm boundaries and stick to them, be more confident, move up exponentially in their careers, and become the best versions of themselves. How badly do you want to get unstuck? How badly do you want to be the best version of you? If you desire more, take the first step right now. Go to my website, lisamdublin.com/coaching, and book a consultation with me. Let's talk about your coaching needs, because the life you want is totally possible.